Hi. Good morning. My name is Reem, and today, I'm making a video of a day in my life. I wanted to start by saying thank you to the Sudan Hub and Diverse Life Things for inviting me to participate in this really cool campaign. So without further ado, I guess let's get into my day. So I started by waking up. And then, so after I do like my morning routine, my favorite part is my skincare routine. Highlight of every single day, honestly. So, 2020, rough. We can kind of all agree on that. And so, one thing that's really helped with centering me, rituals. And my favorite ritual is my skincare routine. I'm learning to love my hair routine. It's been hard, but with shorter hair, it's a little bit more manageable. But skincare, a vibe, my favorite vibe. So I wash my face. I've been using like an acne cleanser, so it really dries out my skin. So all my other steps are about like hydrating, brightening, blah blah blah. So I start out with the toner, and after like watching an unhealthy amount of skincare routine videos on YouTube, I found this cool trick where you don't put your toner on a cotton pad and you just put it straight on your face. So yeah, I like to use this what's it called, brightening toner, and blah 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 blah. That's that. After a toner, I like to use an essence. This is an anti-aging essence. I'm only 25. I think it's one of those things where I'm probably not going to notice a difference until I'm 35 and I'll be like, huh, I guess that essence did do something. Anyways, so while I let that kind of absorb into my skin, I like to go in with an eye cream. So that's done. Fantastic. Serum. And then I do this. I feel like I have baby hands, so this is making me really self-conscious. Oh, serum, done. Now I use like a really basic moisturizer. It literally does nothing except moisturize. And that's all you really need. Pew, 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 pew. So right here, my cheeks get really tight. So I like to put like a facial oil, something that will keep my skin moisturized even more. This looks wild, but let me tell you, give my skin like 15 minutes, this gonna be absorbed up like I never even put it on. The last step is sunscreen. So that is it. That is that. Pew, pew, pew. For my hair, I kind of just let it air dry and do its thing. Sometimes I do this like a puppy. Maybe not. I try to like change my part for hairline reasons. I've always had a big forehead. I don't know. I'm just moving this around arbitrarily. There is no vision. Let's see. Okay, let me put on some like a decent shirt for my meetings, and I'll meet you by my makeup. I'll meet you over there. That way. So, I'm back, and look at my skin, look at my skin. Anyways, on my face, I like to use, I just recently started getting into blush. I used to hate blush because I was like, I never picked the right color, and so I always felt like I looked clownish. So this is just a cream blush, which I probably should have kept my mirror, but I really like how this just blends out and it looks kind of dewy and it looks natural, and then you just blend it out and up. Okay, I'm just gonna use this lip balm. I'm ready to take on my meetings. Maybe a little bit of color. Done. Ta-da! Anyways, moving on to the next part of my day. Okay, so this is the, I guess, more intimate vibe of the video. So I just finished all my meetings. Well, a majority of them. I have a couple more. So on the weekend, particularly Saturday, that's like my creativity day because I am bound by a 9 to 5 during the week. It's like a typical day. If it's not a weekday, I usually go to work and like come home, chill with my family, do like administrative things that align with my more creative things so that on Saturday I have like free reign. I don't really know what my title is, to be honest. I just kind of make things I'm interested in. Everything is kind of rooted in womanhood and my ethnic identity being Sudanese, and I just make content that relates to just my lived experience, things I've never understood, things I don't agree with. And now I'm just kind of trying to explore different ways to send out my messages or my ideas or my questions. I don't know, just not limiting myself to a particular method, even though I may not be like a professional or like experienced or qualified, but I've come to learn throughout my life that you don't necessarily always need the credentials to do things. You just set the intention and you try your best, and then it's trial and error from there. I've always been passionate about like nonprofit work and advocacy and awareness, and I do think that a lot of the struggles that we face as a community come from misunderstanding. And so I think the best ways to kind of remedy those types of things at like a very micro level is through conversation, through dialogue, being open-minded, and allowing yourself to really try to understand where a person is coming from before kind of jumping to that default of judgment or like just shutting down. So I guess when I make things, that's the intention, to spark dialogue. That's the goal, to get conversation going. In terms of inspiration, just getting on social media and posting things was nerve-wracking. I mean, it kind of still is a little bit. But if it wasn't for like my support system, my friends, my family, I don't think I would have felt comfortable making that initial post to then go on and continue to make things. Getting to that step, like that step before the step where you go off. So having that positive support or people like affirming that like, yes, this is necessary, this is great. Just having the encouragement means the world, I think. And so I'm always super appreciative of my friends, especially. So yeah, that's where I draw inspiration. Just all the badass women in my life who, you know, I don't want to say don't care about others because they are super nurturing and loving, but there's so much more to them than like what they give others, right? Seeing them do their thing, whatever that thing is, with all the passion, all the love, is just very inspiring to me. Unique challenges for women. As a woman, there's always a unique obstacle if we're talking about the workplace or if we're talking about even just breaking into like a creative space. I think oftentimes we're just written off or discredited because we're too emotional or we're too like whatever stupid stereotype people are trying to like put onto us. From my personal experience, just realizing that some opinions really don't matter. Like if it's not something that's like constructive or like genuinely trying to help you out, if it's just something hateful or it's just not helpful, like just disregard those things because you can't please every single person. Anyways. So the next question is, if I could start from scratch, what would I do differently? I think the laziness in me would say I don't want to do it all over again. I am a firm believer that like everything I've experienced has gotten me to this point in life. So I would say I would pass on that. How do I stay motivated? That's great. Doing things that give me a sense of fulfillment. So like for example, when I was doing my master's, like volunteering or working with other organizations, like finding something that kind of aligns with my values, and gives me an opportunity to kind of give back and like learn and grow through service. I think all of that really kind of helps sustain my own energy to kind of do the things that take a little bit more time, like education or career development. Like these are things that are running parallel to what my career objectives are, and it's like giving me a sense of purpose in that, like, I'm able to do something right now rather than waiting until I get the degree or the credential to be able to do something. Finding ways to do what you want to do, maybe not necessarily at the level that you want to do it at, but it's a start. And it might even open doors for like other opportunities or potential for growth. Toughest decision. So at the end of my master's degree, I ended up doing interviews for doctoral programs, and like, I think the types of programs I was applying to wasn't really what I wanted to do, but my sense of urgency to be somewhere like immediately or be like affiliated with a program, I just wanted to be in a program for the sake of being in a program, and I think in the moment I wasn't able to really figure that out. And so going through the interview process, getting an offer that didn't really match what I had intended for myself, and I think deciding to turn that down and take another gap year, that was a tough decision, and I was like devastated because I internalized that as a personal failure, that I wasn't able to secure the type of thing that I wanted to be doing. But I think looking at it now, like, I've been able to do so many other cool things. I've been able to like dabble more in social media, and that's opened the door for so many new connections and just a lot of personal growth. And in the moment, like, making these tough decisions, like, it just sometimes feels miserable. It's not always like empowering like in the movies, but I definitely am glad that I took an additional gap year to really hone in what I want to do and who I want to be, and have the chance to kind of try different things out and like see what it would look like as a career before committing to it, because these degree programs are a lot of time and a lot of money. So anyways, my message to the younger generation. I feel like I'm glad that I was born in 95 because I think this new era of teens they're just under a lot more scrutiny with growing up with social media and like constantly feeling like they have to measure up or like be on a certain trend or like have certain things to feel validated by other people and like feel accepted. Like when you take out all of these like superficial things and material, like who are you, who do you want to be, like what do you value, what actually makes you happy? Really take the time to figure out like who are you. That's kind of overwhelming, but like having that introspective time to figure out like what do I actually enjoy doing, like what do I want my career to look like, who do I want to be, like what impact do I want to leave on the world, like do I want to leave an impact, I don't know, like, you know, like taking the time to just really soul search, I guess, now rather than just trying to like assimilate and like follow the group, you know, because at the end of the day, like people and things come and go, but you're always left with that person who you are underneath it all, right? So take the time to really cultivate and develop that individual, because that's, you know, I mean, you're always gonna have yourself, right? You are you. What am I saying? Just follow your happiness and be open to change. And I know it's good to have goals and plans, but having a flexible mindset kind of broadens the area of opportunity for whatever it may be, personal development, career development, because you never really know if we're limiting ourselves to the specific trajectory, like I'm gonna go to college, I'm gonna do this internship, I'm gonna get this job, and then you get there, and then like what about all the other parts of your life, like the nuances that add depth and meaning, right? Like being open to little pivots here and there and like exploring those and just living life to the fullest extent, I think is the biggest advice I'd have, because time is fleeting really, and the older you get the faster it goes. But yeah, that is it. Those are all the questions. I hope I answered them in a way that was cohesive. But yeah, thank you for watching, and goodbye.